Hello everyone. We are just about to start the session. Waiting for a couple of minutes for everyone to join in. So we are just waiting for a couple of minutes for everyone to join in, and we'll start off this session. Hi Sai, I'm just waiting for others. Hi Sandeep. So we are going to talk about testnet strategy and what are the nuances which you need to keep in mind while preparing for testnet in this session. So I'll just wait for some more time. I guess a few more people would be joining as we just had a last minute change in the link. Hi Aarti. Hi Shristi. So I guess a few more people from the TISSNET group are going to join us. So how is your preparation going on? How many of you are majorly focusing for TISSNET? When I say majorly focusing for TISSNET, I majorly refer to people who are aiming for courses, especially at TISS, and they are not too much into other MBA colleges which are through CAT or ZAT, but are majorly focused on different courses offered by TISS. Okay, so only TISSNET is the exam you are appearing for. Okay, so before I start off, any of you have you taken any full-length mock test of TISSNET so far? And if yes, what is the score you got out of 100? Feel free to share. There is no need to worry in sharing your scores. So if you have already taken any TISSNET mock, what's the score you are getting out of 100? Swam, how much did you get? Bipanchi, hi. Sandeep, okay. Lovely sites, okay. You can start taking TISSNET mocks from August also. That's not an issue. Swam, not a bad score, but yes, definitely if you are scoring for HRM, you need to aim for 82 plus. Great. So let me start off quickly by re-mentioning a couple of things. First, I'm pretty sure all of us are aware of TISSNET exam pattern. Now, in this session, I'm going to take up some of the commonly made mistakes which I usually see students doing, which end up, making them waste a lot of time, eventually leading to a smaller score. So that's the objective of the session, to help you avoid the commonly made mistakes, help you stay focused on the right set of path for preparation, so that you can maximize your score as much as possible. Now, before I start off, I do understand that a lot of you ask me a lot of questions around cutoff of different courses offered at TISS, while the cutoff for HRM is pretty much known to everyone, which is around 72 to 81 on an average from last 4 to 5 years. Again, it varies from 72 to 81. For other courses, it's usually in the range of 55 to 65. For ODCL, globalization and labor, cutoff is slightly high. It's tending towards the cutoff of HRM. Say it would be in the range of 65 to 72 marks. But at this point of time, when you are preparing for the exam, what I would like to tell you is please do not bother yourself about the cutoff of different courses. You should not be bothered about what's the cutoff marks. Suppose, say, if you are coming from a course which has a cutoff for 52 to 55 marks, are you going to say aim only for that? No, you are going to aim to score high. So you should not worry about what's the cutoff of the score for which you are preparing. Your focus should be to target 100 out of 100 at least 85 plus, so that irrespective of the course you are aiming for, if you have a high TISSNET score, you have a strong chance to convert also. Remember that TISSNET examinations score is going to have a weightage in your final convert also, and hence don't be bothered about cutoff, only be bothered about maximizing your score. That's what your sole focus should be. The higher the score, easily you will clear the cutoff, and higher the score, higher are the chances for you to convert your PIT and PI call. So any one of you who keeps searching for cutoffs and everything, I will request you to refrain from that for some time, at least till the written exam is done. Okay, once it is done, then you can obviously check out whether you are going to get the call or not. That's a different thing. But at this point of time, your focus should be on maximizing your score. You cannot be aiming for only clearing the cutoff. Your aim has to be to score high. That's the first mistake which I see a lot of students making, is that they keep on chasing the cutoff score. You should not be doing that. Second, how many of you have started preparing for GK? And how many of you are still to start to prepare for GK? No one has started so far? Or all of you have started? Sandeep, Swam, Bipanchi, Lavleesh, Sai, Mukesh, Tanishi, Nehal. Okay. So first of all, I guess I have already shared a GK study plan. So all of you who are yet to start your GK preparation, please start off your GK preparation. There are certain things which you need to keep in mind while preparing for GK. I will be mentioning those things. Aarti, it's high time that if you are aiming seriously for HRM or some of the top courses at TISS, you should start preparing seriously for GK, because August is the latest time you should start off. If you will start off in September, October, you will not be able to complete GK part. So at least by August, you should start preparing for GK. I have already shared the GK study plan in this video. Right now, I'm going to tell you some of the mistakes which I see a lot of students making. Now, Khushbu, I've just now shared the link of the GK study plan video. Now, one mistake which a lot of people do is, while preparing for TISSNET GK, is first they focus a lot on history, and history is what they keep on studying. Civics is what they keep on studying. They keep on hopping from one yearbook to the other, reading a lot of current affairs. Please understand that the weightage of history is low in TISSNET. It's the weightage of current affairs when measured out of 40 is again not very much. So you should be spending your time on the right set of topics from which high number of questions are going to come in the exam. One is where you will be studying social and economic issues. It's a very, very important topic. We will be providing you dedicated ebooks on social and economic issues and dedicated practice tests on social and economic issues. So you will be getting social and economic issues ebooks in 2 parts, plus you will be getting GK tests to practice. That's one. Social and economic issues is an area where you should focus a lot on. Second, geography. Geography is a very important topic for your TISSNET GK. You should prepare well geography. The geography ebook which we have provided you is pretty comprehensive. Please ensure that you complete your entire geography ebook. Fact sheets, yes, Bipanchi, if you are following fact sheets, which are the monthly current affairs, plus if you are solving monthly GK tests, which we update in your course account, you don't need to go to yearbooks. Vishal, if you ask me, I see that 80 out of 100 is not too much of perfection, because there is no negative marking in TISSNET. So if I say that you should be aiming for 80, that means you have the scope of doing 20 questions incorrect, which is a huge scope. In an exam like TISSNET, where there is no negative marking, you are expected to attempt all 100 questions. If you are attempting all 100 questions, and I tell you that you have the leeway to make 20 wrong, and those 20 wrong are not going to impact your score, that means it's a very easy proposition for you. Even if, say, you are weak in quant, you can leave 5 questions of quant, you can leave 15 questions of GK. You have a good opportunity, even if, say, you have to target 80, because there is no negative marking in the exam. Plus, I will come to the quant part, because I see one common thing among a lot of TISS aspirants is that most of them are not very comfortable with quant. So I will come to the quant part in a bit. Nehal, no, you don't need to read newspaper daily. Please don't waste your time on reading newspaper daily or making GK notes from newspaper. Please don't do that. Fact sheets and monthly tests are going to suffice. At max, if you will want to go for another additional resource, I will tell you what to go for at the end. But there is no point in going for newspapers and reading them, making notes. No, don't waste your time over there. Aarti, okay, will help you out. Can you just message me on WhatsApp, Aarti, after this session? I'm available on this number. I will help you out so that you can enroll and you can start preparing. Sai, yes, GK course by Karyana is more than enough. What I will suggest you is that please, in case you are planning to enroll for the course, you should go for mocks and GK course at least, if not for the coaching course, because you will need a lot of mocks also to practice. And the 20 mocks which we provide you a good base. Tanisha, don't worry, it's okay. I understand. I also have iPhone. I can't use my own app. We are going to come up with an app for iPhone pretty soon. Mukesh, yes, fact sheets coupled with tests are going to suffice. Now, yes, Gitanshi, that's PIT thing will be taken care of. If you are the part of TISSNET coaching course, you don't need to worry. TISSNET coaching with PIT PI course comes with that preparation. Plus, once we will enter into the month of September, we are going to provide you a lot of GK revision videos as well. So all of you who today are say preparing from ebooks and tests, you are also going to get GK revision videos. So don't worry, we are going to take care of that part. We'll keep the course related discussions separately from this session, because there are certain people who are not the part of the course, so it does not look good if we just keep on discussing the course things. For anything related to course material or things related to that we'll discuss on the WhatsApp group which we have for the course. Nehal, no, editorials are not required for TISSNET. You don't need anything. That's what I'm trying to tell all of you, that for TISSNET, let's break it down into 4 parts. Can I broadly divide TISSNET paper into 4 parts? One is quantitative aptitude, one is LRDI, one is verbal, one is GK. Okay, I am going to talk about all these 4 parts, one by one. Okay, so Haniniti sir, should we see past question papers? If you are seeing past papers, only solve questions from Quant, LRDI, and verbal. Don't solve GK part, because GK of past years is just useless. Nandini, as I said, we will be uploading special GK revision videos from the month of September. Jed, yes, there is a slight difference. The difference between SNAP and TISSNET GK is SNAP GK is going to majorly focus on current affairs, and that too of last 2 years. That is, SNAP is going to ask you current affairs of 2018 and 2019. Why? TISSNET GK is going to be focused on 2019, but with a very special focus on topics like social and economic issues, geography, arts, dance, culture, tribes. So these kind of literature, these kind of topics come a lot in TISSNET. So yes, there is say around 60% overlap between SNAP and TISSNET, but there's a 40% difference as well. Nihal, in case you are the part of our courses, you don't need to worry. We have covered past year question papers in the form of sectional tests. Vishal, I will come to this, how to prepare for TISSNET along with CAT. I will come to this. Prachi, yes, if you are preparing for PIT and PI with us, we will be taking your mock interviews. Okay, coming back to the strategy to score high. I guess I've answered a couple of questions around courses. Let me come back to a generic part, which is for everyone who is attending the session. So let's talk about the 4 parts in which TISSNET examination is divided. It is divided into 4 parts. The first part, let me talk about Quant. Is Quant worrying most of you? How many of you are worried about Quant? Quickly, tell me. How many of you are worried about Quant? For TISSNET, not for CAT. For TISSNET, I'm talking about. Okay. Now let's first break down, and make this equation easy for you. How many questions are there in TISSNET exam? How many questions are there in TISSNET exam? Jehan, no, don't worry. You will develop the speed pretty easily. Lovely TISSNET Quant, you should read couple of articles published by us. 100 questions. 100 questions in TISSNET exam. Perfect. How many out of 100 are GK? Ravi, no. That's where I'm coming to. That's the incorrect perception. How many questions? 40. How many are left? 60. Out of 60, 30 questions are of verbal ability and RCs, right? 30 of verbal ability and RC and 40 of GK. How many are left? If I remove verbal, if I remove GK, how much is left? 30, 30, right? Out of these 30, 12 to 15 questions are going to be from logical reasoning. That is your verbal and non-verbal reasoning part, in which you will get questions around statement conclusion, statement assumption, data sufficiency, or puzzles, family tree, all those stuffs. Those are the LR part. For 12 to 15 questions. So if 12 to 15 questions are of LR, which is your verbal and non-verbal reasoning part, how much is left for Quant and DI? 15 to 18? Am I right? 15 to 18? Devi, I'm coming there. I'm coming to that. 12 to 15 questions are going to be from, or say maximum 15 to 18 questions are going to be from Quant and DI. Now, one thing is fixed. They are going to give you 6 questions at least from DI. If I talk about 6 questions from DI, how much is left for Quant? If I remove 6 questions of DI, how much is left for quantitative aptitude part, the pure quantitative aptitude part? 12? 10 to 12? Can I say? Perfect. Out of this 10 to 12, guys, out of this 10 to 12, 6 to 7 questions are going to be from arithmetic. Out of 12, or say worst case 15, 6 to 7 questions are going to be from arithmetic. No, Vinay, no, I'm not telling you to skip Quant. No. Anyone who is aiming for 80 plus can never skip Quant. No. But try to understand how I'm trying to break the puzzle for you. 12 questions of Quant, out of which 6 are going to be from arithmetic. 6 are going to be from arithmetic. Then how much is left for maths minus arithmetic? How much is left for maths minus arithmetic? 6. This 6 is where your problem lies, right? This 6 is where your problem lies. Out of 100 questions, only 6 questions are there of maths where your problem lies. So is it going to be a deterrent for you in scoring high? Is it going to be a deterrent? Is it something which is going to impact you in such a way that you will not get the call? Yes or no? No, right? That means irrespective of your Quant, you can score pretty high in TISSNET examination. Point number 1. Point number 2. Aarti, student does not reflect confidence. You should say no. I want all of you to be pretty confident after this session to be able to crack TISSNET at every cost. Sandeep, follow the study plan which I have shared. Follow this study plan for GK. It will be taken care of. If you are the part of our courses, you don't need to worry at all. So now coming to maths. Once again, we agreed that there are 12 questions, out of which 6 are going to be from arithmetic. Do we know what are the different topics of arithmetic? Have I told you earlier as well? Debbie, I am sharing the link with you. Just give me a minute. So there are going to be, yes, I am sharing the GK plan link. So I've shared the GK plan link once again. Now coming back to arithmetic. there are a set of topics in arithmetic which are pretty easy, and if you do them well, if you even spend next 1 to 1.5 months on arithmetic topics, you will be very well prepared to get 6 out of 6 questions correct. Kushba, I'll come to those parts later. Gitanshi, you forget PNC, forget probability, practice arithmetic. That's what I'm telling you. First, please, everyone, I request you to just let me complete. There are certain topics in arithmetic: percentages, averages, time, speed, distance, time and work, profit and loss, mixture allegations, ratio and proportion. Should I write them for you? Percentages, averages, TSD and time and work, ratio, proportion, mixture allegation, profit and loss. You are going to get 6 questions from these 7 topics. These topics are pretty easy. Pick up, if you are the part of TISSNET coaching course, go to the videos, you will understand these topics. Ensure that wherever you are stuck in the videos, you ask your doubts. Then you go to RS Agrawal, you solve the questions of these topics. Give these topics next 1 to 1.5 months. But ensure that you are able to get 100% accuracy in these topics. You are going to get 5 to 6 questions out of 12 from these topics in the examination, and you should be able to do them 100% correctly. They are not difficult like a number system. They are not difficult like the concept of remainder theorem. They are not difficult like geometry. These topics are the easiest topics you will ever find in Quant. You need to ace them. You need to spend next 30 to 45 to 50 days. I don't care even if it takes 2 months, but you should be able to do these topics with 100% accuracy. Practice them as much as possible. Don't waste your time on PNC probability, Gitanshi. You will hardly get 1 question in the exam or maximum 2 from them. Don't do them. Focus first on arithmetic. Point number 1. Second, I talked about 6 questions of DI. Those questions are going to come from specific topics. What are those topics? Only 4 topics. Poonam, yes. Even if you start now, you should be able to do pretty well. I have mentioned. Yes, if you are able to do well in CAT Quant, you should be pretty much confident about TISSNET Quant. I have mentioned 4 topics of DI. Have you all seen it? Tables, line graph, bar graph, pie chart. 6 questions are going to be from these topics. You are going to get 2 caselets of DI in the exam out of these 4, and they will be basic reading of numbers from the graph and solving it to get the answer. No complicated DI like CAT. No complicated DI like CAT. TISSNET DI is going to be very, very easy for you. So, if you do arithmetic and if you do the topics of DI, which I have just now shared, you are well placed. Assuming you are doing well in reasoning, you have prepared reasoning well, you have prepared verbal well, and GK is an ongoing process. Poonam, in case you want, you can refer to this course. If you don't want to refer to this course, you can refer to RS Agrawal books for Quant, verbal and non-verbal reasoning book, and say study GK from different magazines and different websites. But I would at least suggest you to at least go for the mocks and GK course which I was talking about, so that you don't need to keep on hopping on a lot of 15-20 books. Ncert books is what you can study for GK if you are not enrolled with any of the courses of GK with any of the institutes. Jai, for DI, you can practice DI from RS Agrawal book, or if you have Arun Sharma, level of difficulty 1 of Arun Sharma is more than sufficient for TISSNET examination. I guess I have answered you, Jai. Now, all of you agree with this? Arithmetic and DI. You will be able to do questions apart from just 6 to 7 questions, right? Does that make sense? Does that give you an idea how to strategize your preparation? Does that give you an idea? Don't study number system. Any one of you who is worried about maths, please don't study number system. Leave it. It's okay to not to study. Leave remainder theorem. Don't study remainder theorem. Nothing from remainder theorem will come majorly in TISSNET exam. Hardly one question. You can leave it. Nikita, 10 to 15 questions of LR, 6 questions of DI, remaining of pure maths. For LRDI, RS Agarwal Quantitative Aptitude book will suffice. If you have Arun Sharma, level of difficulty 1 of Arun Sharma. That's it. If you have Nishit Sinha, level of difficulty 1 of Nishit Sinha. Nikita? Okay. Does that answer your question, Nikita? Okay. Nirja, as I said, if you have not started to prepare yet, this is a course you can check out. Apart from that, there are a lot of free videos on study plan which we have shared. GK study plan video you should go for, so that you know how to prepare GK, irrespective of the fact whether you are preparing with us or with any other coaching or doing self study. That is completely fine, but do follow a proper GK study plan. It's very important. Is the fear of quant addressed to some extent? Do you know where to put your efforts and energy in next 1 to 2 months to ensure that you are able to clear the cutoffs by focusing on right topics in quant and DI? Is it clear? Any doubts on the quant part? Anyone? Swam, Sai, Sandeep, Vignesh, Poonam, Mukesh, Nirja. Aarti, no, I know that will be too late, especially if you are weak in quant. Arithmetic is what you should complete by the end of August, or say maximum by mid-September. You should complete arithmetic and DI latest by mid-September. You cannot leave it for November and December, Aarti. At least arithmetic and DI. Other quant topics you can leave for November, but arithmetic and DI should be completed latest by mid-September. Swam, get on to number system only when you are done with arithmetic and DI. Point number 1. Point number 2, if you are focusing on, this is what I'm saying, assuming you are focusing the most on TISSNET. Vishal, when it comes to TISSNET mocks, you should take first, one mock, say by first week of August, and then you should start taking mock every 10 days. For TISSNET, till October, take one mock every 10 days. In November and December, you can take one mock every 7 days. I'm hoping that you are having 20 mocks in case you are enrolled with us. So number of mocks is not going to be an issue to practice for TISSNET. Aarti, I guess I have answered your query. Mukesh, if you have Sarvesh Verma, it's fine. Level of difficulty 1 of Sarvesh Verma is going to be sufficient for TISSNET GK. Now, coming to the logical reasoning part, logical reasoning of TISSNET is very different from CAT. In logical reasoning of TISSNET, you are going to get certain topics which are never going to come in CAT. Those topics are statement, assumption, conclusion, data sufficiency, family tree, blood relations, normal basic puzzles. This is what you are going to get in TISSNET. Everything which is covered in the LR section videos of TISSNET coaching course, that's what you need to study. You don't need to study things like games and tournaments for TISSNET. You don't need to study logical DI for TISSNET. You don't need to solve caselets, huge caselets which have data as a combination of paragraphs and tables. All those things you don't need to study. You don't need to study complicated questions of selections and arrangements. You don't need to study all those things for TISSNET LR part. In TISSNET selection arrangement questions which will come are going to be very basic. You are going to get number series questions. You are going to get alphanumeric series. All these kind of questions are going to come in LR part. Is it clear? Is the difference between LR TISSNET and LR CAT clear to you? Nirja, don't worry if you have not started yet. I have already shared the link with you for the course. I would request you to enroll with us or with any other coaching wherever you want, but start preparing for TISSNET. If you are a first-time taker, Nirja, I will suggest you to go for some coaching, be it ours or be it anyone else's. That's completely fine. But do go for some coaching in case you are planning to prepare for the first time and you are not a retaker. For retakers, it's okay to enroll only for mocks and GK series. But for the first time takers, I definitely suggest to go for the coaching course. Right. So now the difference is clear. The kind of questions which are asked in TISSNET LR, they are going to be there in the books like R.S. Agarwal, you know, all those things. So R.S. Agarwal verbal and non-verbal reasoning book is what I strongly recommend for the LR part. Is it clear? Verbal and non-verbal reasoning book by R.S. Agarwal for TISSNET LR. Mind, when it comes to current affairs, you cannot bifurcate them. You can get current affair, I don't know, across. Current affairs is current affairs. Follow the GK study plan, so you get to know that what all to study apart from current affairs. But when it comes to current affairs, you cannot bifurcate in the topics that only politics will come, or only sports will come, or only this will come, or only that will come. No, anything from current affairs can come. That's where we have compiled the fact sheets in the courses for you. So those fact sheets take care of the relevant current affairs which you need to study. Nirja, I guess I have answered your query. In case you have any issues or cross questions, feel free to ask. You have good enough time to even start now and score high in the exam. LR, doubts clear. Con, doubts clear. Verbal, prepare vocabulary pretty well for TISSNET verbal part. For vocabulary, first of all, you have the word list in the course. Second, if any one of you is not a part of the course, there is a PDF available on Google called GRE Barren High Frequency Word List. Go for this. For maths, Tanisha, R.S. Agarwal Quantitative Aptitude book, or you can go for Arun Sharma Level of Difficulty 1 questions. Both are sufficient. Vishal, yes, it's more on those lines, but the difference is TISSNET GK is going to be social and economic issues and geography heavy. SSC CGL is equally distributed across GK areas, but TISSNET GK is going to be social economic issues and geography heavy. If any one of you is not a part of our courses and you are looking to prepare for vocabulary, I have mentioned one name, GRE Barren High Frequency Word List. Just Google it, you will get its PDF. No, questions related to banking will not come. In TISSNET, you are not going to get questions related to banking. They are not going to ask you what is repo rate, what is reverse repo rate, all those things. Obviously, they can always ask you who is the governor of RBI, but they are not going to ask you things which are technical to the banking area. So if you are preparing for IBPS PO or SBI PO and you think that the same GK is going to work for TISSNET, no. IBPS PO and SBI PO GK is very different, or say RBI Grade B GK is very different than TISSNET GK. TISSNET GK, please follow the study plan which I have shared with you. That will ensure that you do pretty well. Mukesh, you can study from Word Power Made Easy, but to be honest, unless you are very comfortable with the format of Word Power Made Easy, I find it as a book which makes you waste a lot of time. Tanisha, analogy is something which you will develop as you develop your vocabulary. So there is no direct way to prepare analogies. The only way to prepare for analogies is to keep on developing your vocabulary. Jazz, sure, I will take one more session for Snap as well. Moboni, I guess I have answered your query. Tanisha, I guess I have answered your query. Vishal, again yours. Francis, static marks in GK section, out of 40, I will say around 10 to 12 questions directly from current affairs. Rest everything is a part of static GK or social and economic issues. So Francis, I guess I have answered your question. Sandeep, please follow the study plan. I have mentioned everything in it. I have shared the GK study plan video earlier. Geography will hold a very high weightage. Okay. Anyone? So these are the few things which you need to keep in mind in terms of the topics to focus on. LR, don't leave any topic, please. My strong suggestion to all of you is, if you are weak in quant, please ensure that you are doing every topic of LR. Every topic of LR which may come in TISSNET. And for that, please follow the LR videos in the course. Please ensure not to leave any LR topic. Vishal, the only way to prepare vocabulary is, there are two ways. One, you are a person who is very good with mugging. I was never good with mugging. So if you are not good with mugging, the only way to prepare is to keep on going through the words again and again so that you develop a strong recall for them when you see the question. Sai, I have already, so there are a lot of topics in LR. I cannot, I'll just share a link, where you can, go through them. Give me a minute. I'm just sharing the link which you can follow. Remember, in TISSNET, you need to study each and every topic of reasoning, especially if you are weak in quant. Please follow every topic of LR. I have shared the link where we have put up TISSNET syllabus. Also, one common mistake that reminds me, TISSNET website will put up one syllabus on the website. It will have very few topics. There is no sectional cutoff, Nandini. There is only one cutoff, overall cutoff. Mahendra, even for the past months, you can just follow fact sheets. Now, one common mistake which again a lot of people do is they will go and refer to the syllabus which TISS is going to put up on their official website. Now, remember one thing. What TISSNET puts as a syllabus on their website is a set of topics which is a tentative syllabus. As per past trends, questions have come out of those topics as well. And hence, the syllabus which I have shared in the above article is a comprehensive one. What they will put up on the official website will have lesser topics as compared to what I have shared. Remember, what I have shared is something which has been coming since last 4 to 5 years. So they put up a tentative list of topics. It's not a comprehensive one. So please ensure that you do not get just stuck to those topics, but focus on the strategy and the list of topics which I keep sharing with you on regular basis, so that you are pretty much comfortable in the exam. Obviously, a high number of questions will come from those topics, and eventually the important topics which I tell you, those are the topics which are usually mentioned in the syllabus. Okay, so don't do that mistake. Yes, you can leave PNC, you can leave probability. When it comes to complicated topics, kind of questions which can come from PNC and probability in the exam would be the basic formula based. So LOD 1 of any maths book for PNC and probability will suffice for 1 or 2 questions which you will get from PNC and probability in the exam. Please do not get into remainder theorem for TISSNET exam. You don't need it. Is it clear? Are the doubts regarding quant clear to all of you? Doubts related to LR, what to focus on, what not to focus on, what to focus on GK. Is it clear? Everything is clear? Any doubts? Anything which you think that is going to prevent you from scoring high? Any apprehensions, any doubts? Please feel free to ask. Shristi, see, you should just keep on studying GK simultaneously and give 2 to 3 hours to arithmetic on Sundays till your exams are over, and then September you can spend entirely on arithmetic and DI and simultaneously prepare GK. Verbal is something which is pretty easy. You can prepare in 1.5 months, but the target for you should be to complete arithmetic and DI latest by September. Gitanshi will keep a separate session for XAT. This one is focused on TISSNET because there's a lot of difference between XAT and TISSNET, so I cannot club the two. Yes, Vishal, you can go only for the mock as well. Any other doubts which any one of you has? Vishal, I have shared with you the link of only mock test series. Moboni, yes, I have just now shared the link. Okay. Sir, is the level of CSAT exam of UPSC same as that of TISSNET? No, Vignesh. CSAT GK is pretty tough. TISSNET is level below. So say if difficulty level of CSAT GK is say 9 on the scale of 10, TISSNET GK will be 7. But yes, syllabus is more or less same. Syllabus is more or less same, but the difficulty level of questions is different. Soham, I will say don't go for websites for social and economic issues. If you are following news, no need to read newspaper. If you are just watching news, if you are following the study material which we are providing, that is going to suffice. Ebooks plus tests plus revision videos which we'll provide you will suffice. There are no dedicated websites for social and economic issues. Bipanchi, if you are practicing from Arun Sharma, yes, I will still suggest you to go for RS Agrawal, especially if you are targeting TISSNET, because RS Agrawal will have certain topics like numeric series, alphanumeric series, then some of the puzzle kind. So all those questions are more, given in a good way to practice in RS Agrawal as compared to say Arun Sharma. Gitanshi will keep the session on that. Don't worry. We will keep the session on that, and then there the special discussion would happen on decision making and how to clear your cutoff for getting the HRM call from Accelerate with weak con, and how to get a BM call with weak con. We will discuss all those things. Any other doubts which anyone has? Nehal, keeping a session on math will be tough because actually there is no good college under math. So I will strongly suggest you to not appear for math. If you meant NMAT, it's a different thing. But I see math being typed, so math is not a good exam to appear for. If you are looking for a good B school this year, there is a set of 6 to 7 exams which you can target. I'm going to name them so that you don't end up wasting your money in some of the other exams. These are the main exams which you should be appearing for. Apart from this, as a backup, you can appear for CMAT and MHCT. Do not appear for MAT. Do not appear for IBSAT. Those are the worst possible exams with no good college in them. Nirja, you don't need to refer to any other source. Once you enroll, within a couple of hours, I will also send you the study plan, which will start from today, so that you can plan your studies accordingly. Ishan Sharma, necessary to read NCERT books for static GK? No. But yes, it depends also on the fact that what sources are you using to prepare. If you are using our course, then definitely no. But if you are using, say, you are doing self-study, so for people who are self-studying, yes, you will have to go for NCERT books because there is no other source to prepare. But if you are preparing through our GK course, you don't need to go for NCERT books. Ishan, I guess I have answered your question. Nirja, yours is also answered. Sandeep, those days are gone. JB does not accept match score anymore. JBIMS does not accept match score anymore. Along with, okay, that's a good question. Along with TISSNET, what are the other exams you can appear for? CMAT, MHCT, NMAT and SNAP. But for NMAT and SNAP, you will need to practice their mock tests differently because NMAT and SNAP are one level difficult than TISSNET. So you will need to practice from dedicated mocks for NMAT and SNAP. NMAT, MSCT and TISSNET are exactly of similar level. Mahendra, whatever you see currently is just a part of the material. A lot of more materials are going to be provided to you. Plus, as I said, special GK revisions videos will be provided. They will be covering everything, so you don't need to worry. Level of difficulty 1, that's more than sufficient. You don't need to do level of difficulty 2. Only LOD 1. No, Vipanchi, you can take it later. Even for the people who have gone for the combo course of coaching with PIT, for them the PIT preparation is going to start after the written exam. So you can upgrade your course later on. Geography, politics, economics. Yes, Jay. Perfect. Mine, we will start uploading those videos from September. Vishal, there is no need to prepare for WAT right now. WAT is pretty easy. It's more of essay writing. It's more about expressing your opinion on a particular topic. You can start preparing for WAT from December. Samiksha, TISSNET GK is one level up. CMAT is just current affairs. Vignesh, never. How can you appear for any exam without having taken its mocks? Whether it be CAT or whether it be TISSNET or whether it be any exam, you cannot go for the exam without having taken at least a good number of mocks for it, because you have no idea how things pan out overall as per the pattern of that exam, the difficulty level, the speed, the accuracy. Every exam needs a different kind of a speed. So Vignesh, going for any exam, forget TISSNET, going for any exam without taking its mock is a big no. Nandini, as I said, we will be uploading GK revision videos from September onwards. Any other doubts, anyone? Is it clear? Are your all doubts cleared regarding to TISSNET? Do you have a clear idea how to plan your preparation now? Vishal, okay, this is one question I am left with. I'll come to this. Apart from how to prepare for TISSNET along with CAT, is there any other question left? Bharat, yes. NMAT mocks of ours reflect the same level of NMAT. Last year, there were approximately a good number of students who scored 208 plus, and those people were scoring in the range of 195 to 205 in our mocks, and all of them scored more than 208 in the exam. So I guess pretty much the similar level for NMAT mocks. Bharat. Tushar, see, I will not say worth or unworth. There are a lot of people who come from medical background. They have the aspiration to build their career in public health. For them, CTC is not a criteria. So you cannot say that one course at TISS is worthy or one course is not. It's all about what are your priorities. Are you putting CTC at the highest priority, or you want to build a career in public health and social work? People who I see a lot of people over the years who come from background where they want to get into social work, to work for society, who want to get into public health. For them, CTCs don't matter. So don't compare those CTCs with the CTC of HRM. If you are talking purely from the perspective of CTC, after HRM, the highest CTC is offered by ODCL, and then globalization and labor. But definitely MPH and social work courses are very good in TISS. Those are meant for people who want to build their career in public health and social work and gradually move towards building government policies around these areas, get into United Nations, WHO. That's a different career path. You cannot compare that career path with a typical career path of an MBA. Nandini, you can refer to that app for current affairs, but not for other parts of this GK. Nirja, no. You will not need to refer to anything else. If you enroll for the coaching course, we will take care of everything. We'll provide you the study plan as well. Nikita, please start. As I said, Quant, please start with arithmetic and DI. Everyone who is aiming for TISSNET, please try to complete arithmetic and DI by September latest. Tushar, I guess I have answered your question. Sai, you can attempt any section first. There is no sectional division as such in TISSNET. So all 100 questions will be provided to you at one go. You can attempt the questions which you are able to solve first. Aarti, focus more on vocabulary and RCs. RCs in TISSNET are very easy. They are just read the question, find the answer and mark it. Yes, so that brings me to this. RC, you will get around 4 to 6 questions of RC in verbal. They are like, easy marks. Don't read the entire passage for TISSNET RC. For TISSNET RC, just read the question first. Go back to the passage, locate the mention of the question. Answer will be in the same statement or one statement before that or one statement after that. Come down, mark the answer. That's it. TISSNET RCs will not require you to read the RC first and then go to the questions. No. TISSNET RCs are a cakewalk. Ankit, it's completely okay to have a year gap. Last year, we have one student who prepared with us and he converted the HRM call before taking the exam. He had 1.5 year gap. Before that, he was preparing for he was doing a job. Before that job, he had another year gap because he was preparing for UPSC. So those kind of gap profiles do convert HRM calls. So don't worry, Ankit. It's more about how you portray your answers in PI. We will help you with that when the right time comes. Vishal, as I told, people majorly lag in speed and overconfidence. People have overconfidence about tests that, if I'm doing well in CAT, I will do well in test. I've seen people scoring 99.9 in CAT and ending up at 50, 55, 60 in TISSNET. So doing well in CAT is no guarantee that you will do well in TISSNET. TISSNET is a very different exam with a different approach. It needs a lot of speed. It needs a very good GK understanding. Plus, as I said, LR topics are very different in TISSNET. So major mistake which a lot of CAT aspirants make for TISSNET is they take TISSNET for granted. They get overconfident. They get complacent. That's what you need to avoid. If you are doing well in CAT, you need to give TISSNET its due respect. No, Soumya, low percentage in academics and career gaps do not matter in tests. No inference-based questions in RC of TISSNET JAM. Mahendra, no. Neither JBIMS nor SPJAN SPJAN does not accept CMAT or MHCT. JBIMS is going to accept MHCT. Ishan, job experience is not necessary. ODCL course is pretty good. ODCL, it's like getting double clicking on one of the functions of HR. So ODCL is a pretty good course. It has a very strong and say bright future in coming days. It is going to see a lot of demand in coming days because organizations have now started to focus on change leadership. So if you are say aiming for HRM as your first preference and you don't want to get into public health or social work, ODCL should be your obvious second choice. All the questions answered. On the exam side, any doubts? How to plan your preparation? How to prepare for GK? How to prepare for LR? MHCT and TISSNET, similar level. Vignesh, no preparation for PIT and PI required right now. You can start that from January 2nd week. For people who are preparing for both CAT and TISSNET, Jay, yes, there is a certification course which is going to start from coming week. You can enroll for that if you want. Now, there is only one thing which is left, that how to prepare for, say, CAT and TISSNET simultaneously. Right? Is there anything left? So for people who are looking for HRM certificate, okay. Now the last question and the last point which we are going to discuss in this session, unless you have any other specific queries, how to prepare for CAT along with TISSNET. If you are preparing for CAT, I don't think that you need to worry for TISSNET Cont or TISSNET DI or TISSNET Verbal. The only thing which you need to couple it with is GK preparation. So if you are preparing for CAT, you should start preparing for GK. Give GK 2 to 3 hours every day. 2 to 3 hours every week for GK. If you are preparing for CAT as well, 2 to 3 hours for GK on a regular basis per week is going to suffice. Plus, yes, I'm assuming that you are going to follow the GK study plan which I have shared. Follow the GK study plan to study those topics. Give 2 to 3 hours per week and you should be good. But start taking TISSNET mocks from August end at least. Even if you are preparing for CAT, start taking TISSNET mocks from August last week. At least one TISSNET mock every 10 days, even if you are preparing for CAT. For CAT, you will be taking one mock every 4 to 5 days. For TISSNET, take one mock every 10 days from August end. And just dedicate a separate time for TISSNET GK every week. Nothing else to do at this point of time. Once you will be done with CAT, then you can come back to LR topics of TISSNET, do them, and continue with your mock and analyzing your mock performance of TISSNET. Honey, yes, you can do this HRM certificate course later on also. You can do this after TISSNET exam as well. Any other doubts? Mahendra, I've shared it umpteen times. I'm sharing it once again. Please refer to the chat above. No, I'm sharing the link once again. Any other doubts, anyone? Does whatever I have answered, whatever I've shared with you in this session, will it help you in planning your preparation and staying motivated and not considering that Quant is a barrier Am I right? How many of you are more confident now? How many of you are more confident? Vishal, obviously, it's not a mandatory thing. It's good to have, especially if you are coming from a non-HR background. It helps you in the PI, but definitely not a mandatory thing. Great. Great. So thank you, everyone. If you found this session useful, we'll keep more sessions in future. Yes, Sandeep, more focus on static part. Please follow this study plan, which I have shared here. Current affairs from January to December. December won't come. January to November majorly. This has different cutoffs for different courses. Bharat, I started the session with the same thing. There is a different cutoff for a different course. We have published the cutoffs. You all can refer to the cutoffs, but as I said, cutoff should not be your target. Your target should be to maximize your score. I have just now shared the articles where we have put up all the cutoffs also. Okay, thank you, everyone. If you found the session useful, I will request all of you to please put your comments in the comment section and let us know so that we can arrange more such sessions in future. Last 6 months, Vishal. But you cannot ignore January also for TISSNET. TISSNET can give you anything. But yes, if you have to complete first complete last 6 months. Thank you, everyone. For all of you who are the part of the course, we will be continuing our discussions on a lot of things on WhatsApp group. For others, we will keep the open session pretty soon once again. The next 3 sessions lined up in the coming week are on quant strategy and LRDI strategy for CAT and the strategy for ZAT. Thank you, everyone. Soon. Thank you.